Okay, let's just dive straight into this explainer. Think about this seemingly simple everyday word, beach. Just 5 little letters, right? But man, it packs a serious punch in the English language.
I mean, really think about it for a second. What actually pops into your head when you hear it? Now, if we're being strict dictionary nerds about it, the word just denotes a sandy shore next to a body of water. Boom, that's it. But, come on, language is rarely that flat, is it? Words carry all these hidden layers. When you hear the word beach, you don't just think of sand. You instantly feel the warmth of the sunshine, right? It conjures up this whole vibe of total relaxation, the smell of salt water, and maybe it even sparks a memory of that fantastic vacation you took a few years ago. It carries this heavy emotional weight that goes way beyond its plain, boring meaning.
So, welcome to the explainer. Today, we're acting as word detectives to investigate exactly how language pulls off this little magic trick. We're going to uncover how words carry this invisible emotional weight that just leaps right off the page. And I promise you, once you see how this invisible machinery actually works behind the scenes, you're literally going to look at every single conversation, every news headline, and every sneaky advertisement completely differently.
Section 1. Meeting the word connote.
Let's officially lock in our target word for today, connote. Go ahead, say it out loud with me right now. Connote. Notice how that second syllable perfectly rhymes with boat? Connote. It's an action word that means to suggest or imply extra meanings or feelings beyond the literal definition. Think of it like this. When a word connotes something, it's basically dragging an invisible suitcase right along with it. And what's packed inside that suitcase? Just a wild, complex jumble of moods, history, and ideas.
Moving on to Section 2, the Latin roots.
I love this part because the word connote is brilliantly built from ancient Latin parts. Step 1, we have the prefix con, which means with or together. Step 2, we have not, meaning mark. By the way, that's the exact same root you find in everyday words like note and notation. So you smash them together and you get this beautiful literal translation, to mark an extra meaning alongside the main one. You are quite literally making a feeling-based note that travels with the word. How cool is that?
Next up, Section 3, denote versus connote.
Okay, to truly master this concept, we absolutely have to understand the fundamental difference between these two twin concepts, denote versus connote. To denote is to mean something directly and literally. It's the strict, plain Jane fact of the word you'd find in a dictionary. But to connote, our star player today, well, that's all about suggesting the extra feeling swirling around it. So if you want a mental shortcut, think of it this way. Denote is the skeleton, but connote, that's the personality. Let's look at a really sharp example to cement this in your brain. Think of the word snake. Literally, it denotes a scaly, legless reptile, just a simple, slithering animal in the grass. But in human conversation, oh man, calling a coworker or an acquaintance a snake heavily connotes danger, sneakiness, or straight-up betrayal. The literal meaning is a reptile, sure, but the implied feeling, the connotation, is a massive flashing warning sign.
Let's see more of this in Section 4. Connotations in action. Returning to our hook from the very beginning, take a look at this quote. The word beach tends to connote happy times of relaxation. That single center of association, that whole extra layer of warmth and joy is exactly what gives the word its immense power. It's precisely why travel agencies plaster it all over their advertising, why poets use it to evoke a sense of peace, and honestly, why it instantly lowers our blood pressure when it comes up in casual chat. And you know what's wild? This doesn't just apply to spoken words, it applies to visual language too. Look at the history of cinema. In old films, simply placing glasses on a character was a super common visual cue used to connote bookishness. The director didn't have to waste screen time writing dialogue that explicitly said, hey, this character reads a lot. They didn't have to denote it. The glasses did all the heavy lifting by silently suggesting and implying that intellectual trait. And then, beautifully, we arrive at this example, home. Now, a house denotes a physical structure with 4 walls and a roof, right? Anyone with enough money can buy a house. But the word home, that connotes warmth, family, belonging, and safety. It marks an extra feeling far, far beyond just denoting a physical building. That profound emotional weight is entirely carried by its connotation. All right, Section 5, become a word detective. Let's put you to the test.
I want you to really think about the word night. Do it right now. Think about the plain dictionary definition first, the literal absence of sunlight.
And then let your mind wander to the feelings it drags along with it in that invisible suitcase we talked about earlier.
Next up, consider the word gold. Take a second to really hold that word in your mind. Strip away the literal definition. What does it actually make you feel? So what do each of these words literally denote, and what hidden extra feelings do they connote to you? Night might just denote the time when the sun goes down, but doesn't it heavily connote mystery, sleep, or maybe even fear? And gold just denotes a simple chemical element, a yellow metal, right? But it strongly connotes wealth, winning, and pure luxury. Language is this deeply psychological tool, and it is so much more complex than just literal definitions. So I'm going to leave you with this one thought. The next time you feel a sudden surge of emotion from a news headline, a text message from a friend, or an advertisement, stop and ask yourself, are you reacting to what the words denote, or are you actually being manipulated by what they connote?